Good morning to all. My name is Suraya Jabin, Assistant Professor in Physics, NTR Government Degree College, Mahbubnagar. Today, we are going to study about system of variable mass and motion of rocket. The topics from second unit Mechanics of Particles from first paper Physics Mechanics for first semester students. First, we will discuss about system of variable mass. Generally, in mechanics, we consider systems in which the total mass of the system remains constant. Then, the systems in which total mass remains constant is known as isolated systems. So, in isolated systems, there will be no change in mass. After some time also there will be no change. So, such systems are known as isolated systems, and generally in mechanics we consider these systems only. But sometimes some systems the mass of the system can change with time. Then when mass of the system changes with time, then such systems are called as system of variable mass. In these systems, the mass may enter into the system or the mass may leave the system. If the mass enters the system, then it should be taken as positive, and when it leaves the system, then that should be taken as negative. Now, to discuss example, the best example for system of variable mass is rocket. As we all know that rocket works on Newton's third law, but here why we are taking rocket as system of variable mass means mass of the rocket also consists of the fuel. So when fuel get burned, then there will be a decrease in the mass of the rocket. So as we discussed now, in system of variable mass, the mass of the system changes with time. So here also in rocket, because of the fuel which is burnt, it is getting or it is exhausted. So because of that, the mass of the rocket is decreasing. So it is considered as system of variable mass. The rocket is losing its weight with time. So when the fuel is burnt in rocket, the combustion gases are allowed to escape through a narrow nozzle. Due to the high pressure in combustion chamber, the gases escape from it with very high exhaust velocities. So when the gases are moving with very high velocities in downward direction, then they impart large momentum to the rocket. So with this momentum, the rocket moves in a direction opposite to the direction of escape of gases. So this is the total flight of the rocket we have discussed. Now we will derive equation for a body of variable mass. So for that, see in the figure, like first figure, let a system of mass capital M moving with velocity v at an instant t. Now in the second figure you can see at an instant t plus delta t, a small mass delta m is getting ejected from the system and it is moving with velocity u in the backward direction. Then the remaining mass of the system is m minus delta m. It is reduced to, from m it is reduced now to m minus delta m, and its velocity is now v plus delta v. Then this system represents a motion like that of a rocket. In this system also the mass is decreasing with time as we have discussed in rocket. So now we have to apply Newton's second law to this system. Directly we can't apply the Newton's second law separately to the two masses delta m and m minus delta m. In combination we have to apply Newton's second law. So we know that according to Newton's second law, F external is equal to dp by dt. Now for small interval of time, the F external become delta p by delta t. Delta p is change in momentum and delta t is change in time. Now what is delta p? Pf minus pi. Then what is pi and what is pf? P means here momentum, pi initial momentum. Initial momentum means in figure you can see capital M is the mass before any change and V is its velocity. So initial momentum becomes Pi equal to M into V. Now in second figure you can see Pf final momentum becomes, here we have to take both the masses. One mass is delta M into U, okay, plus another mass is M minus delta M, moving with velocity V plus delta V. So Pf becomes M minus delta M into V plus delta V plus delta M into U. Now this we have to substitute these two values Pf and Pi in F external formula. Then we get the equation M minus delta M into V plus delta V plus delta M into U minus Mv, that is Pi by delta T. Now we have to open the brackets, then we get Mv, and here also we get after in the last one minus Mv, so Mv gets cancelled, so we will get only 4 terms. Dividing that 4 terms with delta T, we get the equation number 1, which is M delta V by delta T minus V delta M by delta T minus delta V into delta M by delta T, plus the last term is U delta M by delta T. Now for this equation 1, if delta T approaches to 0, now when delta T approaches to 0, then delta M by delta T become minus dm by dt. So instead of delta M by delta T, we have to substitute minus dm by dt, and as delta T approaches 0, delta V also becomes 0. So the third term delta V into delta M by delta T, that will become 0. So the final equation will be F external equal to capital M dV by dt plus V. Why? Because minus into minus plus V dm by dt. Next plus U becomes minus, because delta M by delta T has become minus dm by dt. So minus U dm by dt. So that can be written as capital M dV by dt plus V dm by dt can be written as d by dt of mv minus U dm by dt. Take that as equation number 2. Then this equation number 2 represents the Newton's second law applied to system of variable mass. Now that equation M dV by dt plus V dm by dt minus U dm by dt, that can be written in another form by taking M dV by dt on this side. Then we get M dV by dt equal to F external plus U minus M. I am taking common dm by dt. Then we are getting U minus M dm by dt. Here this term U minus V dm by dt. This term is nothing but rate of change of momentum of the system due to the mass leaving the system. Okay. So rate of change of momentum of the system due to the mass leaving it. Then this is equal to the reaction force exerted on the system by the leaving mass. So this last term is nothing but reaction force, F reaction. So the final equation we can write M dV by dt equal to F external plus F reaction, like that also we can write. That F reaction is nothing but the reaction force exerted on system by the leaving mass. It is nothing but thrust of the rocket. So here thrust on the rocket is U minus V dm by dt. This last term U minus V dm by dt is generally referred as thrust of the rocket. Now we will study motion of a rocket, which is an example for system of variable mass. In the beginning of the class also we have discussed the motion of the rocket. Now in detail we will discuss. So rocket is an example of system of variable mass. It consists of combustion chamber in which liquid or solid fuel is burnt. Here liquid hydrogen or liquid paraffin with suitable oxidizers such as oxygen, nitric acid is used as liquid fuel in rocket. And sometimes solid fuel is also used, that is nothing but gunpowder. Now when the fuel is burnt, then the hot gases are expelled from the rocket. these expelled gases are in the form of a jet with a very high exhaust velocity. Okay. Now due to this, the rocket moves in a direction opposite to the direction of the escape of the gases. This motion of the rocket can be explained on the basis of Newton's third law of motion and the momentum principle. So here to study the motion of rocket in detail, as you can see also, the rocket which consists of fuel, when the fuel is burned, then hot gases will develop. These hot gases are allowed to come out from the rocket. Already due to the burning of the fuel, the pressure inside the combustion chamber becomes very high. So with this high pressure, when gases are coming out in the form of jet with very high speeds, then these gases comes out in downward direction, will give rise to a reaction force on the rocket. This reaction force will lead the rocket in forward direction. So this is nothing but action and reaction phenomena, as we have discussed in Newton's third law. Now we will discuss equation for rocket motion. So as you can see in the figure, let the mass of the rocket is capital M, and the velocity of the rocket is v at any instant t. The gases which are ejecting from the rocket, let that mass is as delta M, and the gases are moving in backward direction with the velocity u, but we have to take here as minus u because the direction is in opposite direction, minus u. Then the relative velocity will be, the relative velocity of the rocket will be v relative equal to v minus u. Now the force acting on the jet, that is the rate of change of mass of the rocket. Force acting on the jet is rate of change of mass of the rocket into v relative. So dm by dt into v minus u. Rate of change of mass of the rocket is dm by dt and v relative is v minus u. Now this according to Newton's third law, this term is equal to the thrust on the rocket in forward direction. So the thrust on the rocket is T equal to dm by dt v minus u. Now the F external we have to take, that is the force acting on the system due to the gravitational pull of the earth on rocket. F external will be minus mg. We know that the value of gravitational force will be minus mg in the reverse direction. Now then the F resultant, that is resultant force acting on the rocket in forward direction, that is dm by dt into v minus u minus mg. Now from Newton's second law, we know that F equal to dp by dt or d by dt of mv. Here p is momentum, so it can be written as mv. Now this two equations we can equate. Now the final equation will become d by dt mv equal to dm by dt v minus u minus mg. Then now we have to open that. Then we get d by dt of mv as m dv by dt plus v dm by dt, the derivation. And here we are opening then v dm by dt minus u dm by dt minus mg. Then the final equation m dv by dt, v dm by dt, v dm by dt. These two terms gets cancelled. Here we get m dv by dt equal to, here only two terms, minus u dm by dt minus mg. Take that as equation number 2. Then that m, capital M, we can take in the down. Then we get dv by dt equal to minus u by m dm by dt minus g, or dt also we can take on that side. Then dv equal to minus u by m dm minus g into dt. Now to get the final value of the velocity of rocket, we have to integrate this equation in limits. The limits will be, for velocity limits v0 to v, mass limits m0 to m and time limit from 0 to t. So the equation will become integral v0 to v dv equal to minus u integral m0 to m dm by dt minus g into integral 0 to t dt. So after integration we get v from in limits v0 to v equal to minus u log m in limits m0 to m minus g t in limits 0 to t. So the final equation after derivation we get v equal to v0 plus u log base e m0 by m logarithm m0 by m base e minus gt. Here we have taken the final equation v equal to v0 plus u log m0 by m minus gt. This equation 4 represents the velocity of the rocket at an instant t. Now we will discuss some special cases. For example, case 1, if gravitation is neglected, that is the acceleration due to gravity, g value we have to take 0. Then equation 4, when we take g equal to 0, the equation will become v equal to v0 plus u log m0 by m. If further when we take v0 equal to 0, initial velocity is also 0. Then in the equation when we put v0 equal to 0, already g is 0. So the equation will become v equal to u log m0 by m. So till now we have discussed system of variable mass and motion of rocket, and we have derived velocity for rocket. Now we will discuss our next topic, that is multi-stage rocket or the rocket having different stages. So what is multi-stage rocket and why it is used, we will discuss now. So to obtain higher velocities, multi-stage rockets containing two or more stages are used. In case of for example, when we are taking a 3-stage rocket, then the first stage is very heavy and the second stage is comparatively smaller than the first stage, and the third stage is smallest as well as lightest in the 3 stages. Now first of all, the first stage of the rocket is used to acquire the acceleration of the rocket. So when first stage fuel is burned, it gives some velocity or acceleration to the rocket. When the total fuel is exhausted of that part, that is first part, then that first part detaches from the rocket and drops off. Then the velocity of this stage, the first stage, becomes the initial velocity for the second stage. Okay. Now the second stage is now ignited. Then the rocket gains acceleration and its velocity continuously increases. Then the removal of the surplus mass contained in the first stage considerably helps in attaining the higher velocities. So the removal of the first stage mass will help the rocket to attain high velocity. Now when the fuel of the second stage is also exhausted, then that second stage is also detaches from the rocket. Then the velocity acquired so far means after first and second stage, it will be less than the escape velocity. Then finally the third stage rocket starts off with the required velocity. So here you can understand that the first and second stage of rocket are used to get higher velocities and momentum, so that the third stage will start with the required velocity. What is required velocity? The escape velocity. We all know that the escape velocity is 11.2 km per second. So in this way the rockets are designed in different stages, in 3 stages, 4 stages, like that, so that the higher velocities can be obtained with the help of more number of stages. So in this lesson we have discussed what is the system of variable mass, motion of rocket and multi-stage rocket. In next class we will discuss about conservation of energy, conservation of momentum. Okay, thank you.